HSE. Questionnaire and answers. Question. What is JSA and its use? Answer. Job safety analysis is the step-by-step analysis of a job to determine the safe working procedures. It includes the following steps. Watch the job being done. Break the job down into steps. Describe the hazards in each step of task. Identify the desired controls measures. Implement these countermeasures in the job executions. Question. How many types of permits are used? Answer. Hot work permit. Cold work permit. Confined space entry permit. Excavation permit. Lifting permit. Electrical work permit. Radiography permit. Other permits as per job requirement. Question. In what circumstances a confined space work permit can be issued? Answer. If properly ventilated. Gas test reading is satisfactory. Properly barricaded and warning signs are posted. Trained standby man is present with log sheet. Sufficient lighting and low voltage electricity, 24 volts to 110 volts. Proper means of communication. Locked and tagged out if necessary. Lifeline man retrieval system if necessary, etc. Question. What are the hazards in a confined space? Answer. Oxygen deficiency or enrichment. Presence of toxic or flammable gases. Chemical hazards, fire hazards. Fall of materials. Fall hazards. Electrocution. Dust sounds. Heat or cold. Caught in between moving equipments. Engulfment, etc. Question. What are the duties of a confined space attendant? Answer. He is responsible for the safety of entrance, should be present whenever people are working in confined space. Maintain update entry log sheet. Maintain continuous communication with entrance. Monitor conditions in the confined space. Ensure a safe working atmosphere. Prevent unauthorized personnel. Initiate alarm for help if in need. Evacuate the entrance. If conditions are not satisfying or in case of any general evacuation initiated, contact rescue personnel if necessary, etc. Question. Give some example of a confined space. Answer. Pipes. Vessels. Tanks. Boilers, and tube areas. Silos, trenches. Excavation deeper than 4 feet. Sludge pits. Ductworks, etc. Question. How many types of fall protection system? Answer. Guardrail system. Safety net system. Personal fall arrest system, body harness. Question. What is the classes of fire and what type of fire extinguishers are used for them? Answer. Class A. Ordinary combustible materials. Example, wood, cloth, plastic, rubber. Extinguisher, water, DCP, foam, CO2, halon. Class B. Combustible liquids and gases. Example, gasoline, diesel, oil, grease, oil-based paint, tar. Extinguisher, CO2, foam, DCP. Class C. Energized electrical equipment. Extinguisher, DCP, FM200, halon, carbon dioxide. Class D. Combustible metals. Example, magnesium, potassium, zinc, calcium, titanium. Extinguisher, metal X type, combustible metal type. Question. What is the responsibility of firewatch? Answer. Firewatch is the person designed to identify and eliminate fire hazards. Alert and extinguish fire in case of any outbreak of fire. To protect the person and properties from a fire. He is the man to reach first in case of fire. Keeping a close watch on such hazardous areas. Question. What are the requirements in placing an access ladder on a scaffold? Answer. Provide access when scaffold platforms are more than 2 feet above or below a point of access. When using ladders, bottom rung must not be more than 24 inches high. Ladder to be at the correct angle, that is feet out for every 4 feet in height. Ladders are to be tied at both sides, not by the rungs. Make sure the ladder extends a safe distance, at least 90 centimeters, above the landing stage. When the horizontal travel distance exceeds 15 meters, provide at least 2 accesses. If the platform is longer, access shall be provided at every 30 meters. The ladder should be free from damage and should be color-coded. All access ladders must be tagged. Question. What are the requirements for working on a moving scaffold? Answer. Mobile scaffolding shall be plumb, level and square. It shall be moved only by manually pushing or pulling the base. No men, equipment, or materials shall be on the working platform or elsewhere on the scaffolding while it is in motion. Casters shall be locked at all times except during scaffold movement. The temporary foundation or truck set on uneven ground for scaffold movement shall be level and properly secured. The height of the working platform shall not exceed 4 times the minimum base dimension. If it exceeds this limit, outriggers must be installed. A complete guardrail system must be provided. The scaffolding shall be inspected and tagged before use by a competent person. Question. What are the safety requirements for doing a hot work? Answer. Remove all combustible materials from the area, within 10 meters, if possible. Use fire blanket to protect immovable combustible materials and also for welding slugs. Cover the area with fire blanket for containment of sparks generated while doing hot work. Provide proper fire extinguisher in sufficient numbers. Appoint a fire watch with red jacket, if necessary. Barricade the area and post proper signage. Use of proper PPE and damage-free. Conduct gas test if presence of combustible gas is expected prior to work. Question. What are the benefits of near-miss reporting? Answer. To make analysis of the incident, in order to avoid reoccurrence. To rectify the cause of those near misses before it turns into accidents. To identify the deficiencies of site safety performances and find remedial actions. To improve safety performances by reducing LTAs, incidents and near misses. Question. What is the emergency evacuation procedure to follow in the event of a gas release? Answer. Don't get panic on hearing alarm. Observe the direction of wind flow, proceed out in the crosswind direction to the plant boundary fence and then proceed upwind. Obey further instructions from emergency response team. Resume work after getting clearance only. Question. What are the precautions to be taken while handling and storing compressed cylinders? Answer. Where cylinders are to be kept for an appreciable length of time should be provided to ensure that they cause no hazard to workers or public in the area. Cylinders should be stored in a well-ventilated area, preferable in open air but protected from the weather. The store should be away from fire risks and source of heat and ignition. Nothing else should be stored in the area. The cylinders should be stored upright on a firm level, well-drained surface free from hollows and cavities. All long grass, weeds etc. should be removed. Cylinders should be secured so as they are prevented from falling over, when in storage or use. Cylinders should be segregated within the store according to type and whether full or empty. Oxygen and oxidizing gases should be separated, flammable gases by 6 meters or by a fire-resistant partition. No electrical apparatus should be installed within a cylinder store unless it is constructed to a suitable standard for the hazard. No cylinder should be used in a storage area. Appropriate warning signs: highly flammable. No smoking, full/empty etc. should be displayed. Suitable firefighting apparatus should be situated adjacent to the store. Typically, dry powder fire extinguishers. These should be inspected and maintained at intervals not exceeding 1 year. Where cylinders area required to be stored in a compound, this should be located not less than 3 meters from any building, site or public access road. The compound fence should be a minimum of 2 meters high, and it should have 2 means of escape, with the gates opening outwards. Where it is necessary to take precautions, vandalism or theft, suitable protection cages should be used. Each cylinder should be adequate marked to include the manufacturer's mark and serial number, together with an indication of the specification to which the cylinder is constructed and its years of manufacture. A date of test and pressure test, together with weight of cylinder and the name of the product, should be displayed. When gas cylinders are to be transported, they should be protected from physical damage and the consequences of any leaks that may occur minimized. Move cylinders by hand in proper cylinder trolleys where the cylinder is secured in the trolley. 17. Take great care when lifting cylinders as they can be very heavy and awkward to handle. Before moving any cylinders, remove all attached equipment, including regulators, and safety cap must be provided. The cylinders should be properly supported and secured within the vehicle so they cannot move during the journey. They should be totally within the vehicle and protected from impact. The cylinders should be checked to ensure that the valves are closed and there are no leaks. The vehicle should be equipped with a suitable fire extinguisher. Typically dry powder, minimum capacity 2 kilograms. There should be no smoking within the vehicle while crying cylinders. The driver of the vehicle should be conversant with the load and have written information on the hazards and the action to be taken should any problems occur. The driver should also have training in the operation of the fire extinguisher and any other safety equipment carried. Question: what is the type of fire extinguishers commonly used, and briefly explain each one? Answer: smothering, cut off oxygen, close the ventilation using fire extinguisher. Starving, remove the fuel, remove the material going to burn. Cooling, reduce the heat, use water. Question: what are basic components of scaffolds? Answer: base plate, sill boards, screw jack, couplers, vertical tubes or bearer also called ledgers, horizontal tubes or ledgers also called standards, transoms connected across the width, handrails, mid-rails, toe boards, platforms, ladder, diagonal bracings for stability. Question: when a sling is considered unsafe for use? Answer: 10 wire broken in one rope lay randomly distributed. 5 wires broken in one strand in one lay. 1/3 of original diameter is scrapping or worn. Kink crushing, bird caging, or other damage or distortion of wire rope structure. Evidence of heat damage. End attachments that are cracked, worn or damaged. Hooks open more than 15% of normal throat. Twisted more than 10 degrees from the plane. Question: what safety measures are required for safe crane operation? Answer: crane is to be positioned on level ground. Outriggers fully extended. Mats to be used for stability. Crane radius of swing should be barricaded and no one to cross under the suspended load. Ensure clear of obstructions. Load chart available in the cabin. Qualified operator and rigger to rig the loads. Only one rigger is authorized to signal the operator. Do not lift the load beyond the rated capacity of the crane. Wind speed not more than 20 miles per hour or 32 kilometers per hour. Anti-two-block system working. Load monitoring indicator operational. Telescopic boom free moment. Operator's cabin have clear view and not obstructed. Question: why safety training is required? Answer: To make the employees familiar with the hazards associated with their work, safety orientation and some other trainings is required. Also, special craft training is required before start of work. Safety assessment, risk assessment for potential hazards is essential, which covers the general hazards and specific hazards associated to the work being undertaken and the control measures applied to eliminate or minimize the potential of harm to the employees. Therefore, emphasis of accidental loss of resources, men and materials, to reduce the direct and indirect costs and lost time delays due to interruptions, providing safe and friendly environment for timely completion of projects. Therefore, imparting plays an important role in loss control, and it is an idea sound business to have safety culture prevailing on the construction sites. Question: what are the scaffoldings and its kinds and its consists? Answer: system scaffolding, underhang scaffoldings, mobile scaffolding, bract scaffolding, tower scaffolding, tube and cupola scaffolding. Question: scaffolding consists? Answer: sole boards, base plates, posts, ledgers, couplers, right angle couplers, right angle double couplers, end-to-end couplers, adjustable couplers, girder couplers. Top rail, mid rail, should be in between top rail and toe boards. Toe board, distance between toe board to top rail should be 38 to 43 inches. Bracings, zigzag bracings, transverse bracings, longitudinal bracings and cross bracings. Question: what is evocation? Answer: stop the work and switch off equipment and proceed to nearest assembly ground. Always walk against wind direction. If you driving a vehicle, stop on roadside, switch off engine and proceed to assembly area and let the key should inside the ignition point. Head count will taken by safety officer in assembly area. Do not come to work till all clear alarm sounds. Question: how many types of accident in construction area? Answer: fatality case, last work day case, restricted work case, medical treatment case, first aid case. Question: what are the precautions for welding? Answer: hot work permit is required. Area should be barricaded and warning signage should be placed. Area should be clean at least 8 meters, free from combustible materials. Fire extinguisher and fire blankets should be available. Trained fire watchman should be available. Fire water drum should be available. Welder must use complete PPEs, welding helmet, gloves and long sleeves shirt.